Ridiculous want the funk. He want the funk. Yeah, he want the funk. I got the funk.
This is not a Mickey Mouse program.
It's about time to get funky. Are you ready?
Well, let's get funky like a monkey.
Good evening, friends. Dick Ridiculous here reporting live. It's been a while, my friends. Big D has had me out on an extended stay because he can't afford me. Anyway, today we're going to talk about something very important. That's right, we're going to talk about the Funky Pup Subwoofer. Stay tuned. In the grand, chrome-plated history of car audio, few names inspire such equal parts awe and laughter as Funky Pup. On paper, it was just a subwoofer. In reality, it was a cosmic event, a sonic singularity wrapped in a 12-inch driver that allegedly violated several laws of physics and most local noise ordinances. Origins point to around 10,000 years ago when previous civilizations needed low bass notes to assist in moving large boulders. Now you know how they built the pyramids. Then its mysterious reappearance in the late 1990s and early 2000s to its status as today's most beloved audio meme. The Funky Pup has solidified its legacy on the car audio industry and internet culture alike. Origins of a legend. Precise documentation is scarce, likely because Funky Pup engineers were too busy high-fiving to write anything down. But oral tradition claims the subwoofer was handcrafted by intergalactic DJs under a blood moon. More terrestrial rumors point to a small factory where leftover plastic lunch trays were recycled into baskets and cones. Either way, Funky Pup packaging promised bass so funky, dogs howl in harmony, setting a high bar for every competitor that followed. Specs that defy physics and credibility. The Funky Pup spec sheet read less like engineering and more like sci-fi poetry. 100,000 watts, max power handling. On Tuesdays, of course, when the moon is full. Frequency response, 0.001 hertz to 1,000 kilohertz, effectively covering everything from tectonic rumbles to bat conversations. Sensitivity, 200 dB at 1 watt 1 meter, meaning a single watt could theoretically level a small warehouse and start popcorn 3 countries away. And for the comb material, space-grade funkinite, a polymer rumored to be harvested from disco balls abandoned in the 1970s. Car audio veterans still chuckle remembering these printed numbers, yet they repeat them with affectionate reference, like quoting sacred scripture. The absurdity wasn't a bug, it was the very soul of Funky Pup. The industry quakes. When Funky Pup arrived, competitors like JL Audio, Rockford Fosgate, and MTX faced an existential crisis. How do you compete with a woofer claiming infinite X-Max, excursion, and self-charging voice coils that allegedly got louder the longer you ignore them? Legend says engineers at rival firms spent months in padded rooms pondering whether sound could indeed travel backward in time, as the Funky Pup literature claimed. Retailers, meanwhile, loved the attention. One shop famously staged a Funky Pup versus Earthquake showdown. Despite the pup's modest price tag, often under $30, crowds flocked expecting something between a demolition derby and a solar eclipse. Most left giggling, but every one of them remembered the name. The Cult of Comedy. What could have been a forgettable bargain bin product instead became the world's first intentionally ironic subwoofer fandom. Internet forums in the early 2000s turned Funky Pup into a running gag. DIYers bragged about quadruple pup walls and hatchbacks. Meme lords claimed they could hear yesterday's thunderstorm through its hyper-wide frequency range. Entire build logs were devoted to Funky Pup SPL competition vehicles whose only power source was sarcasm. I know nothing about that. No, not me. No.
This is not a Mickey Mouse program.
Soon, Funky Pup t-shirts and stickers spread across like shows inside a joke everyone wanted to share. Being in on the pup became a rite of passage for bass heads, much like owning your first oscilloscope or blowing your first fuse. Team no fuse. I'm team no fuse. I'm team have a fuse. There's team no excuse. Bassotronics and the secret weapon of bass. Perhaps no artist has embraced the Funky Pup's legendary absurdity more enthusiastically than Bassotronics, the subwoofer test tone maestro whose songs like Bass I Love You are known to rattle license plates of cars and make houseplants weep. While he relatively reveals studio secrets, enthusiasts swear that Bassotronics keeps an array of Funky Pup subs hidden in his subterranean lab. According to playful lore, he uses these mythical drivers as calibration oracles, placing a dozen pups in a circle so their combined output bends time and space. This, fans joke, allows him to mix tracks in negative hertz,
40,000 at 0 ohm, 0.
Creating bass drops that arrive before the beat starts. In interviews, half serious, half wink, he's claimed that only Funky Pups can reproduce his infamous 0 hertz phantom tone, a frequency so low that listeners report feeling their ancestors dance. Some even insist the opening note of Bass I Love You was recorded by lowering a Funky Pup into a volcano to capture geothermal rumble. Whether fact or beautiful embellished fiction, the Bassotronics connection keeps Funky Pup wired firmly into modern bass culture, proving that a bargain bin woofer can inspire both music and myth. Eternal meme power. While many car audio products fade into the static of history, Funky Pup thrives because it was never just hardware. It's a meme engine that just keeps revving. Unrealistic claims. Every generation of audio gear exaggerates specs. I'm looking at you, Pyramid. But none match Funky Pup's gleeful absurdity. Nostalgia factor. Old school installers remember the Pups as a comic relief from the era of serious SPL wars. Infinite remixability. New jokes constantly surface from Tesla factory subwoofer upgrade 6 Funky Pups to fake press releases claiming NASA is testing them on Mars to detect seismic activity. It's like the Rickroll of car audio. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down.
You big dummy.
Just when you think the meme is over, it sneaks back in, louder than ever. Real world performance. Satire aside, brave souls have installed real Funky Pups. Their reports, surprisingly positive in a punk rock way. Yes, the cone might resemble a pizza pan, and the magnet could double as a fridge souvenir, but with the right box and sprinkle of optimism, a pup can indeed make bass. One early adopter claimed proudly he measured 137 dB of pure joy, though the reading may have included the sound of friends laughing uncontrollably. Lessons for today's audio industry. The Funky Pup saga delivers a few bass-heavy truths. Marketing magic beat spec sheets, Funky Pup proved a great story, or hilarious one, can out-thunder dry numbers. In an age where amps brag about 1% or lower distortion, the Pup reminds us that delight matters more than decimals. Community is king. Forums, memes, and inside jokes turned a throwaway driver into an enduring icon. In 2025, when social buzz often trumps performance, the Pup feels pathetic. Never underestimate irony. What began as a mockery transformed into love. Like certain cult movies or ugly Christmas sweaters, the Pup thrives because people embrace it with a wink and a smile. Funky Pup Forever. 2 decades on, enthusiasts still reference Funky Pup builds in YouTube comments, Facebook groups, and yes, in videos by channels like Old School Stereo, know something about these guys. Williston Audio Labs, yep, know them too. Newcomers ask, is it really that bad? Veterans grin and reply, it's the best subwoofer ever made, period. The Pup lives on in every outrageous spec sheet, and every meme about 1 million watts RMS. When a company today claims a 6.5-inch driver can shake tectonic plates, know that the Funky Pup paved that comedic road. Conclusion: the bark that will not fade. Car audio history is littered with serious contenders: competition SPL Beast, audiophile grade woofers, and carefully engineered marvels. Yet none achieved the Funky Pup's blend of myth, humor, and genuine affection. It didn't merely play bass, it played with our expectations, teaching a generation that sometimes the biggest boom comes from not taking yourself too seriously. So whether you're wiring a modern 10 kilowatt build or remixing bass tracks like Bassotronics, raise a speaker cone and salute. The Funky Pup is, and always will remain, the best subwoofer ever made. Not because it redefined audio fidelity, but because it redefined fun.